What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about the rumored games coming to PlayStation Plus. Now, this is for the extra and premium tiers, and I think that Sony has freaking crushed it, if this is true. Now, the thing is, with all of these games, and even when it's just the PlayStation Plus, like the free games of the month, when they get leaked, and they always get leaked by the same people every month, they're right on the money. There's, in my opinion, maybe like a 1% chance that any of these games are wrong. So where we're sitting right now, I think all of these games are coming out, and that the full list, this isn't even the full list. Now, are there going to be bigger games than this on the full list? Probably not, but the full list comes out this upcoming Wednesday. So we can check it to make sure, obviously, if it's going to be correct on Wednesday, and we'll maybe get a few more games added to it, right? But let's go over this list and then talk about it, because I do think this is maybe their best month they've ever had. Alien Isolation, Gotham Knights, Dark Pictures, House of Ashes, Disco Elysium, The Final Cut, Far Changing Tides, Gungrave Gore, Dead Island Definitive Edition, Elite Dangerous, and then again, full list is coming Wednesday, October 11th. Now, my God, I mean, they crushed it. So Gotham Knights, matches it being on Game Pass, so it's kind of equal, with Xbox. Not that it's a competition, but now kind of across the board, right, is more of the point. If you're waiting to play Gotham Knights, and you say, well, maybe you only have a PlayStation or you only have an Xbox, well, now it's available both places for free. So that's big. Obviously, that game had mixed, and even I've had mixed thoughts on the game, but that's obviously a pretty big game. I skipped Alien Isolation just because I want to say Gotham Knights first, but let's not diss, okay? Please, for the love of God, do not diss Alien Isolation. That, to be honest with you, when I'm looking at this list, I'm going to take one more look, behind the camera here. I do think Alien Isolation is probably maybe one of the bigger and best games on the entire list. I haven't played Disco Elysium. I know how much people love it, so maybe you would say that's the best game. Alien Isolation is probably number 2 then, right, if that's your best game. And, with that being said, Disco Elysium, as I said, I haven't played it yet. I want to play it. Am I going to have time to play it in October? Absolutely not. But it being on PlayStation Plus is a big one for me. I can now play it at some point in my life. Dark Pictures Anthology, House of Ashes. Here's the thing with this game, being someone who's played all these supermassive games, in my opinion, House of Ashes is by a mile the best game out of the 4 that's come out for Dark Pictures. So you add a huge horror game and just sci-fi game in Alien Isolation. You add a really big game, but also a mixed game with Gotham Knights. You add the best Dark Pictures game, to me. You add Disco Elysium, which obviously so many people have said really nice things about. Dead Island Definitive Edition, I guess that's a pretty big one. I'm not a big fan of the first Dead Island. I actually really, really surprisingly loved, actually, Dead Island 2. So maybe I would give Dead Island one other shot. And, again, I'm skipping some stuff. I haven't played Gungrave Gore, Far Changing Tides. I've never actually even heard of that game. Elite Dangerous I've heard of, but I haven't played. So games that I'm mostly familiar with, but some of them are outside my wheelhouse. And then, like I said, maybe even more games coming. The premium ones normally are obviously the older stuff too, right? PS1, the classics catalog. Hopefully we can get a couple. I mean, you're kind of like every month crossing your fingers that Sony adds 1 to 2 PS1 era games, per month on that service. They're not great, with that. But this is a fantastic month. It really is. And I said this is what I said on Twitter, right? It's like PlayStation for this. Now, obviously you have the free games every month, right? Like 2 or 3 games every month. I feel like Sony either has like just the best months humanly possible, or they have the worst. There is no in between, almost ever, at least that I can remember, right? It's either like 3 very mediocre games, or maybe 1 game is fine, but the other 2 are awful. Like that, I feel like that happened a few months ago, where 1 game was okay, it's cool that it's coming, but the other games were garbage, or they have months like this where it's just absolute, like, legendary. Some of these games, Alien Isolation, Disco Elysium, legendary games, right? So it's either they have like the best months possible, or just like they don't even try some months. So I guess what this means is get prepared for November to maybe get disappointed, because they normally don't do these back to back. November might like completely suck, but we'll see. No, it's a good month. Added games to your backlog or your library, whatever you want to say. Like I said, I think Alien Isolation, having that on there is a really cool one. Disco Elysium, I would definitely, at some maybe December when things calm down, I would definitely play that through PlayStation Plus. So they did a really good job, I believe, if it's true. But again, it's going to be true. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.